Hi there, I'm Simon and this is Finn. So Finn's based around a Mercedes Vito, so quite a small van, and when I was designing Finn I wanted as much space feel as I could get inside, so that's why there's no cupboards. All the storage really is underneath this big platform that makes up sort of 3/4 of the bed. So there's an extension for the bed that brings it down, so this is 5'3" wide and it'll go to 6'4" long. So it's quite a big bed, and that leaves you about 8 inches before that part at the top there, so you can sit on the end of the bed and cook and bee or whatever you want. Or there's some little stools that come with Finn and you can just plop those down, and just because you can't stand up in Finn, so you can just sit down on there and work on there, and that works quite well. So what's Finn got? It's got a really cool reflex diesel stove, and it kind of looks a bit like a wood burner, but it isn't. It just runs off the main tank diesel. It uses hardly any diesel, 0.1 litre an hour on its low setting, which it's on now, and I've just done coffee on there, cook on that. So when I'm away, I've been away to Snowdon quite recently, and it was snowing outside, and I just parked up and left the stove on for 4 days, just completely on the low setting. It just, you tend to use it a bit like you might an Arga, where it's just that constant heat and it just goes, and if you're too warm, well, you just open up the doors. It's quite rare that you need it on in the night, even when it's really cold. The van's really well insulated, and but the stove is without doubt to me the nicest bit of the van, really. It's just great having that kind of warmth. And what else have we got? We've got the storage underneath there, utensils, some cooking stuff. These bits I did out of Iroko hardwood, the bits that sort of see a bit of action and get kicked. The panelling's all pine, and then there's these details that are out of cedar because they're particularly easy to work with and it's particularly lightweight. So Finn's quite a lightweight conversion. You've got curtains at the side, curtains at the front. I use Finn quite often parking in cities, and I just want to be fairly incognito, so it's nice to, there's just one window in the side there, so you can't see anything on the inside when you're parked up, and for the most part Finn just looks like a Mercedes Vito van. There's just a small chimney on the top that sort of gives it away, and there's a 100-watt solar panel on the top as well that runs the compressor fridge in the back. So you never need hookup. Finn hasn't got any hookup, everything's balanced to work with the solar panel and the leisure battery. So I've had campers for decades and found that I really didn't do a lot of big washing up in the sink, and I just need it for a bit of washing fruit, veg, that kind of stuff, doing your teeth, and having a water source there. So I've minimised that sink space, given that it's not a big van. So I just wanted as big a feel as I could get in the van. So Finn's bed, there's an extension slider that comes out of here, and there's this extra section of the bed that comes out, so you can get this out through this way. It's tight, but you can do it. So if it's really wet and raining outside and you just want to make up the bed, quite often what I've done is, if I'm driving a couple of hours at night and I can make the bed up before I know where I'm going to be staying, I don't always know where I'm going to be staying, and the kids can sort of just jump out the front seat, get in the back, and that's it, already sorted. And it's full length, so that's 6'4" length now, and it's 5'3" wide, and there is a little support that goes under there, but this is easily strong enough on those sliders, so you can kind of have it like this, or you can have it as a backrest on the back of Finn. You can take this out and put it around there and use it as a backrest. The kind of people, I guess, who quite often use Finn are maybe it's their first go at having a holiday in a van. Finn's a small van, so he's easy to park. He's easy to park in fairly public places. You can get away sneaking Finn into place, because Finn just looks like a van, really. So for those smaller places, I've stayed in lots of nice residential places in cities where you can just get away with it. You get there fairly late and you're up quite early in the morning, so it's really handy for that. Very manoeuvrable. Finn's rear-wheel drive and the front steering. There's an amazing lock on the steering, so it's really easy to drive. Everything, even with the chimney and the solar panel and the vent on the top, Finn still just gets under there for the 2 meters. So I've taken in multi-stories, any car parks you can get in. I just sort of urge people just to go through slowly those low bars so nothing comes off the top. And there's 3 seats in the front, so I've had a few people who've had a baby seat, and because of the bed's quite big, the small one's gone in the middle of the parents of the couple. But most people quite like the fact that Finn is economical to run and just easy to get down small lanes, and a lot of people have taken Finn up to Scotland, the Highlands, just going around some of the Munros and the small mountain roads there. Makes it very easy. Plenty of power, really, just like driving a car, really, to be honest. Yeah, it's an easy van.